social change. We basically have two different contents in paper number 2. The first is related to perspective, which is our today topic. The point 1 is the perspective on the role of the family. Hamza, we will discuss two basically sociologists who will describe that what is family, what was the basic idea about the family, and where we are right now at the moment. So before moving ahead, you should know about the different types of the family. Hamza, we have basically 5 to 6 different types of the family. The first family is known as nuclear family. This is a very traditional way. A nuclear family is an old term defined as consisting of a mother, father, and their children, but in a first time marriage. You can't consider their second marriage. Okay, the first marriage we will consider that family is known as nuclear family. You have to keep that definition in mind, that we are talking about the nuclear family, mean the first marriage of wife, husband, and their kids. The next one is a single parent family, a parent who lives with the child or the children, but they don't have a husband and the wife or any partners. So this is known as single parent family. There should be a one person. It could be wife or it could be husband. They are living with their kids, but one person should be or must be skipped in that family. This is known as single parent family. Okay. The third one idea we have about the family is known as extended families. Extended families, Hamza, consist of several generations of the people and can include biological parents and their children as well, like your grandpa, your aunties, your uncle, cousins, all these people known as our extended families. Are you getting my point?
Yeah.
Okay. Then we have idea number 4 about the family is childless families. The absence of the children in an individual life. Okay. It can be considered when an individual is unable to have a children for a medical reason, whether known or unexplained. But without children, the family is known as childless family. The next idea about the family is
Yeah.
known as step families. A family that consists of a married couple and one or more children from a previous marriage or the relationship. This could be a latest idea. Maybe you have seen many of those people who are considering or who are right now in step families. Okay, they're living together, but they have their kids
Yeah.
from previous
Yeah.
marriage. The last one we have is grandparent families. A family with a grandchildren and no present parents in the or in intervening that particular generation. Like you can say kids who are living with their uh, parents of the parents, like their grandparents.
Grandparents.
Okay, they are known as
Yeah.
grandparent
Yeah.
families. The two ideas, Hamza, we will have to
Because
keep in
like
mind. Yes, two ideas you have to keep in mind: the nuclear families and the extended family, and we will discuss it in our coming lectures. Okay, the first,
okay.
Hamza, if you remember, we discussed there were basically two approaches in the sociology. The first one was consensus and the other one was conflicted. If you remember, we discussed functionalism in
Hmm.
our consensus approach, and we discussed Marxism and feminism in our conflict approach. So here we will discuss both these approaches in terms of the family. So the first idea from the consensus approach is the functionalism. So whenever I am using the approach of the consensus, you need to remember that this is something we will going to support. Okay, this is something positive things, or we are going to support that idea, and this will be comes under the heading of the consensus approach. So first idea we are discussing about the functionalism, and functionalism here we will in the position to support the family structure. Okay, family functions moving towards specialized norm. So what is the idea of the functionalism? Hamza, functionalists focus on the positive function of the nuclear family. Okay, the nuclear family, you can say this is
Okay.
emergent or this is present family. Normally nuclear family considered
Yeah.
as a very short family, wife, husband, and their kids. Okay, uh, they
Yeah.
basically focus on the positive functions of the nuclear family, such as we have some secondary socialization and the specialization stabilization of adult personalities. We will discuss in our later in this class. that what does it mean. Anyway, the functioners see the family as one of the essential building blocks for the stable societies, and they tend to see the nuclear family as the ideal family for the industrial societies, and argue that it performs positive functions such as socializing children and providing emotional security for the parents. Hamza, you have to remember that
Yeah.
whenever I will use the term nuclear family, there should be something you have to remember, that I am talking about some basic structure, or this is something old structure, old concept about the family structure. Okay, so this in that particular approach in the functionalism, we are going to support that particular structure. So, Hamza, we will discuss the first ideology about the family. The person who gave this idea to us, this is known as Murdock. Okay, the full name of this man
Yeah.
is Peter Murdock, and we will let's see what this person has done for family procedure or family structure. Hamza, basically this man give us initially, if you see on the screen, this person give us the definition of the family: adults for both sexes living together, having socially approved sexual relationships, having economics provision, and having kids on or adopted. That man basically developed or gave us the theory, and he supports the nuclear family after the survey of 250 human societies, and he said that nuclear family, the
Okay.
dominant family, and other family structure form from that particular structure. Okay, okay.
Hmm.
What are the basic ideology in his theory? Hamza, he give us the definition. He said there should be 4 different things, then we will consider that this is known as family. The first idea that this man provide us, and this is known as sexual control. Whatever the person who are living together, it could be wife, it could be husband, it could be boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever the case it is, there should be some sexual relationship between the partners. Then we will consider that they are they are staying together, or they are living together. Now we can consider them that they are known as family. The first ideology or the first observation, that man is considering that there should be sexual control, there should be some kind of a sexual relationships, then this will be the part of family definitions. Hamza, you can unmute yourself.
Yeah, I'm unmuted, sir.
Okay, so the first ideology is given by the Murdock about the family structure, and he is going to support the nuclear family, whatever the definition it is. He said there should be the first point in the family definition, and this is known as sexual control. The first, that there should be.
So when Murdoch says having economic provision, does that mean what's it called, being financially stable?
I'm moving towards these points. Okay, the first ideology, if you look
Okay.
at the screen, we are talking about the sexual control. Okay, the next point is reproduction. Without reproduction, family cannot survive. Okay,
Yeah.
there must be these points, or there must be the reproduction process, which should be in the control of the society. Then society would be in a position to move ahead, or then they would be in a position to survive. This is some kind of a biological reproduction of the next generation, so without which society cannot continue. The third idea given by the Murdoch is socialization. Socialization, basically, it's something that you have to interact. If you remember, we discussed so many institutions that are operating in our society. Hamza, just unmute yourself.
I'm unmuted, sir.
Too many distortion over there. Okay, so
Oh, shall I just mute?
yes, you can unmute yourself. Okay, fine. Now the socialization is something that you have to interact. It could be something that you are going to interact with your family, you are going to interact with your friends, or you are going to interact with your religion, media, your school, your college, your workplace. It could be anything. Hamza, whenever you will interact, or you interact with any kind of institution or with any kind of a person, this is something that you are going to learn something new. Without interaction, you can't learn the norms and the values of your societies. If you want to learn the norms and the values of the society, you have to interact. Without interaction, or without the interacting with any kind of institutes, you can't learn the values and the norms of the society. That's why, if you remember, we discussed in the structuralism that there are some institutions which basically operates in your societies, okay, and we consider the society as a body. We have a body and we have different kind of organs. If we find any kind of a issue in our organs, it is very tough for body to survive. So all we consider society as a body, and there are different institutions which plays organ roles in the society. When these organs or these institutions work well, society will survive, and it will be beneficial for society to survive. So whenever you will interact with these kind of institutions, you learn something new. You learn some norms and the values of the societies. So the first ideology given by that person is the sexual control. The next is reproduction. The third is socialization. These 3 points are the basic ideology, and if you have all these 3 points, mean we consider the whole scenario like a family. The last is economic provision. The family should be in a position to support their partner. Like if we talk about from the perspective of the husband should in a position to support their wife and their kids. And whatever the perspective from the wife point of view, we will discuss in our later class. So there are basically 4 points given by the Murdock in the definition of the family. That the first point was sexual control, the next one was reproduction, the third one was socialization and economic provision. So all these 4 points basically gives the definition of the family, and that man is in a position or is going to support the nuclear family. Hamza, if you have